What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy Goblin, and today we are coming in with the best drugs to do at school tier list. Hey, hope you guys enjoy this video. Drop a like if you do. Also, I want to clarify, I am not encouraging or condoning anyone's consumption of any of these substances. Do not try these at home, at school, or anywhere. This is purely for comedic entertainment purposes and a hypothetical kind of thing. Hypothetically, if you had to sneak out to the bathroom and get zooted and get back to class, what's the best thing to do? Let's find out right now. So, we've got a whole lineup of drugs, and some of these on the right here are labeled because the pictures might not be clear. So, we've got acid, we've got Adderall, we've got carts. I had to differentiate carts from weed. We had cocaine, we had crack, we have heroin, we have ketamine, we have lean, we have meth, we have molly, we have oxys, we have perks, we have shrooms, we have triple C's / DXM. I just picked triple C's because it's one of the most recognizable DXM brands out there. And then we have weed and Xanax. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time to start alphabetically from the top. Now, listen, acid. Let's talk about this for a minute. Now, let's say you're in class, all right? Teacher's pissing you off. She calls on you in math. You're an idiot. You don't know what the fuck. You can't count, dude. Fuck you, teach. You're going to the bathroom and getting sent, dude. If you pop a tab, you got to wait at least an hour. So by the time you pop that tab, the class you were trying to avoid with the drug is already done, right? So that alone makes it not the greatest substance. But on top of that, you then have to factor in functionality, right? Can you get through a school day without the principal calling the school security to come tase you and escort you out? What was that sound, bro? Why did Windows just make a sound? Hey, I don't know. Either way, would security have to tase you and escort you out? With acid, school is not a good environment. That honestly sounds like it could be a recipe for a kind of bad trip if you took it in school. But the upside to doing some acid at school is that it lasts all day. So when you dose, if you were to prepare, let's say you dose in, first period, because this is at school. I'm not talking about pre-gaming school. No, you have to take this at school. If you were to take it in like first period and you're an experienced tripper, this could coast you through the rest of the day. Acid, I think we're going to put at a C. It's kind of a mixed bag. Listen, if you know how to handle yourself on a trip, I've done it. I've tripped at school, but I don't know if I'd recommend it. Adderall. Ladies and gents, the shit was made for school. Listen, anyone who's ever taken a final in their life knows that probably 4 out of the 5 people adjacent to them are on this drug while they're taking that final, okay? That's just factual information. Anyone in the comments who disputes that is probably in middle school, dude, because as soon as you grow up, Adderall is basically the student's cocaine, all right? Once you're out of school, then it's cocaine. But before that, Adderall's the student's coke, dude. You get shit done. It's awesome. It's clean. Oh, God, shit. Dude. Lung cancer hitting different, dude. This dank cart's got me wildin'. But hey, listen, Adderall, that's just an S-tier school substance, dude. You really can't. It's just S-tier, dude. There's no arguing it. It is prescribed for school, but this is in the context of you don't have a prescription. You're getting shit done, dude. You're sitting in class, right? Teacher says, hey, dumbass, what is 10 plus 10? You're like, dude, I can't even count that high, dude. You go to the bathroom, pop this Adderall, dude, you'll tell her 10 times 10, bro. You'll count way higher than you could have ever dreamed, dude. Adderall is it, dude. Let's move on to carts. Now, I'd just like to bring some attention to this picture here real quick. Let's just appreciate the COVID cart right here, ladies and gentlemen. The 81.2% THC COVID cart. This appeared on my Twitter timeline today, so I figured we would just throw this in place for the cart image here. Now listen, carts are a hit or miss at school. They're good because they're lightweight. You can hide them very easily, right? You can sneak it into school, no fucking problem. But then the trade-off is teachers are all hip to this shit, bro. If you're going in the bathroom and thinking that you're smacking the cart and you're getting away with it, you're stupid as fuck. It's not happening, dude. Listen, they know what's going on. Every time a little idiot goes to the bathroom, they know, like, oh, that little fiend smacking a jewel, bare minimum. If not, definitely some sort of like a COVID cart like we have here, you know? You have to understand the teachers are hip to that. So this is one of those things where it's kind of a high risk, high reward. But if you have a good cart and everything goes well, hey, you can come back to class nice and baked, dude. You can come back to class nice and stoned. The risk honestly makes carts an A. Carts would be an S, but you have to understand that back in my high school days, I'm well out of high school now. Back in my high school days, teachers weren't as hip to this kind of stuff. But now, every teacher, dude, they probably have like debriefings on this shit on like a weekly basis nowadays, dude. Listen, carts, a little risky, but high risk, high reward kind of scenario. Moving on to cocaine. Listen, my gamers. I love me some good blow, dude. It's the grown-ups Adderall, dude. Hey, you get your shit done on blow. But for school, listen, my palms get sweaty, dude. I don't want to sit still when I'm on the blow. You know what? I want to bang something, quite frankly, dude. Sometimes I get kind of horny off the cocaine. You can't do that at school. You just definitely can't, dude. Maybe if you have the right teacher, you can after hours, but normally you can't do that during school hours. So, therefore, cocaine is just not a very good thing. However, easily hideable, you know, very covert kind of thing. You could do it in the bathroom with relative ease, you know, just do a little key bump, a few key bumps, and you're lit. The problem is, I feel like cocaine, like, I feel like a lot of these uppers aren't always the best thing for school, these short-term, really intense uppers. And cocaine is one of those things where, like, dude, listen, you can go back to class and you'll be geeked, but, like, you're probably not going to want to actually do the classwork. Maybe if you're in, like, a woodworking class, you could get some crazy shit done, but if you're in, like, a sit-down, write-on-paper kind of class, cocaine's not it. Honestly, I'm going to put coke in the D section. Coke was never something me and my friends ever really did during school hours. Not very good for school. Crack. Crack cocaine, ladies and gentlemen. All the way coming from the bottom here. Now listen, I don't think crack's getting much further up from the bottom, quite frankly. Pretty much every issue I just stated with cocaine is intensified with crack, right? Because it's cocaine. Like, it basically is coke, but it's cooked and it's different, of course, but dude, it's cocaine essentially it's cocaine on crack. That's the best way to describe it. It's cocaine on crack, dude. It's crack. Listen, crack, there's really no benefit to doing this at school. This was obviously not something I did at school. Honestly, it's just on this list because it's a fucking drug, dude. We're putting it in the F section. If you smoke crack at school, I'm shocked you're even in school, honestly. If you smoke crack there, I have more questions than you could ever answer, you dirty little crackhead. If you smoke crack at school, hey, more power to you, dude. You're going to have a fascinating future. Coming in next, we've got heroin. Now, listen, believe it or not, at my high school, there was actually kids who did this. It was not extremely common, but there were kids who would actually, like, do heroin in the fucking bathroom, dude. Which is, of course, not cool. Now, granted, I went to an alternative school, which was basically the code word for kick all the drug addict flunking kids out to this school so our graduation rates still say high, and we can, you know, tax on shit, right? But at the alternative school I went to in high school, right? Listen, everyone was a druggie. But the worst of them all, the kids who literally couldn't even keep their shit together in the alternative school and had to get booted to the alternative school, they were the dope fiends, dude. They were the heroin junkies. Listen, these kids never got shit done. And listen, at this school, we didn't even have homework. And the kids who did the heroin, listen, they never got shit done. I can't really speak on personal experience. I've never done heroin. But that alone, I mean, should heroin be above crack? Man, listen. We're going to put it in between and come back to that. We're just going to... Heroin is an E- or an F+, depending if you're a half glass full or a half glass empty kind of guy. You can take that how you will, dude. Ketamine. Oh, listen. This is one that me and some of my friends did quite a bit during school hours, okay? Ketamine is... honestly, you're not going to get anything productive done at school off the K. But if you're having a bad day, this will alleviate all of it. I mean all of it. But you have to be very careful because if you get K-hold at school, it's game over, dude. You're popped. You're getting probably expelled at that point, honestly. I know if it's weed, they might suspend you. But, hey, for some K, fuck yourself, dude. You're in big trouble. Honestly, because of those kind of risks, I feel like ketamine is just a fair C. You know, kind of like acid. It's another one of those things where, like, if you can handle yourself on it, sure, dude, have a ball. But so it's just not worth it. You're definitely not getting anything productive done, right? Coming in next, we've got lean. Now, listen, lean is not like there's really no reason to do this at school. And the only reason I could ever see this being done at school is because you can drink it. And speaking of drinks, there's going to be a lot of people asking, Goblin, you forgot alcohol. Where's alcohol? Alcohol is an appetizer to the real drugs. If you're an actual drug user, you know that. If you don't agree with that, you're not qualified to be here, dude, quite frankly. Alcohol, listen, we all know that, dude. Alcohol is the appetizer, dude. It's your little side piece. It's like when you're at TGI Fridays, dude, you get the fucking mozzarella sticks before you get the big plate, dude. You know, it's the same thing, dude. You don't consider mozzarella sticks dinner? Exactly, dude. That's not what you went there for. But either way. All right, so the lean, ladies and gentlemen. The only reason I could ever see this being done at school, being beneficial, is because it's a beverage, right? So covertness, this honestly gets a 10, because even if a teacher smells this, if you poured this in like a, like a non-see-through bottle, or like a, I don't know, even like a darker soda, if you could deal with the taste, like put it in like a cherry Coke or some shit, dude. Honestly, that might not even be that bad, dude. Just hide it, fairly well. You could definitely get away with this. The thing is, there's not really much beyond that, right? Like, if you got away with it, cool, but then you're just a lazy fucker all day, right? And honestly, in my opinion, Xanax is a little bit better for a school application than lean, right? Lean, hey, you might be stumbling, dude. You might be tweaking a little bit, but, I mean, you can get those similar kind of downer, chilled out effects with Xans, which we'll get to later. So lean, honestly, I think maybe it's fair to put lean as a C as well, solely because of covertness. If it wasn't for how easy it would be to actually sneak lean in and drink it at school, I would put it in D. But I think it's a fair C. Next, let's go to meth. Once again, kids at my high school did this one, and man, oh man, these motherfuckers somehow got everything done but the schoolwork, dude, which didn't really make a ton of sense. But what I will say is this. Meth, I mean, you'll be productive, okay? Like, if you want to do schoolwork at the time, you could hypothetically get some done probably pretty quickly on meth. Meth is a drug where you're not, like, you are still productive. However, how are you ingesting meth at school? Are you really going to go into the bathroom with a meth pipe, okay? Listen, that just wouldn't fly. Maybe you could go out to your car during lunch, but even then, that's just risky, dude. And like, the problem is, if you get caught with that, if you were to get caught with like a cart, for example, that's a suspension. You're not going to get expelled. If you get caught smoking fucking meth in the bathroom, dude, all bets are off. The cops are involved. You're expelled, dude. Like, then you're in trouble, dude. And they're probably visiting your house as well. Like, you are in serious trouble. This is one of those things where it's very high risk, and I mean, listen, if you're a tweaker, maybe some high reward. But meth, I think, is a B. Meth could be a nice B. Let's move on to Molly. I mean, listen, one of my least favorite things about Adderall was how it always made me a little bit sweaty when I was prescribed it, right? I felt like no matter how how cool it was in the room or what I was wearing, I was just always a little clammy almost, you know? Molly just makes you sweat like shit. And in school, that's just uncomfortable. And you got to value comfort, too, right? Molly, like, rolling might be all fine and dandy, but, dude, you're a sweaty mess. Everybody can see that. It's not really easy to hide the fact that you're rolling. Like, sure, a teacher who sees you might not know that you're rolling, but she's gonna know something's going on. And that is not okay for a school environment, because we're trying to juke the suspension here, dude. Fuck 12. We're not letting the school catch us, dude. Absolutely not. Molly, honestly, I think maybe a D tier. Because also, Molly's one of those things where you really want to spontaneously go have fun or do things. And you can't do that at school, dude. So that's a D tier. Next, we're coming in with oxys, or all other painkillers. I just picked oxys because it's one of the most well-known. We separated them from perks, because perks are a different animal. But oxys, ladies and gentlemen, and pretty much all other general painkillers. Hydros, throw those in here. Now, I've done these at school. These are very commonly done at school. Listen, okay? I mean, I understand the appeal of it, right? It's like one of those things where if you don't want to pay attention all day and just coast away from schoolwork, it's nice. The thing is, I just don't like opiates to begin with, right? Like, I just have a personal bias to opiates. But I have to sacrifice that for the good of the integrity of this video. I can't allow my bias to interfere with a ranking. Honestly, Oxy, we're going to give it a B. Solely because, once again, if you can handle yourself on it, you could have a decent day. Like, there are people who are functional painkiller addicts. Perk 30. You're getting in a fight if you take a perk at school. Therefore, it's a C. That's a suspension. Just straight up, there's no more to say about it. If you take a perk at school, you're pissed. You're getting in a fight. Not going to go well. That straight up, that's a C. Shrooms. Man, listen. Shrooms are one of those things where, in my personal experience, I would have a harder time hiding the fact I'm tripping on shrooms than I would tripping on acid. That's my personal opinion. But shrooms are a pretty fun time, right? And they don't last as long as acid, which could be a good thing, right? Also, on top of that, all natural, baby. That always gets you some extra bonus points. But in terms of school application, I mean, there's just not a ton there for shrooms. Like, if you're tripping, I feel like it's only fair to put it in the same tier as acid, right? I mean, there's really no benefits to doing one or the other at school, or really not much of a difference to doing one or the other at school, right? So I feel like it's only fair to rank them on the same tier. Moving on here to triple C's or DXM, the cough meds. I did a lot of these at school. I'd say a solid 60 to 65% of the days that I did these at school, I would also vomit within 3 periods of this shit hitting me, which sucked. And as soon as I puked, I would just sober right back up damn near, which made it never worth it. I would only take this shit at school when I was really fiending and had nothing else to take at school. Like, pretty much any other substance on this list, with the exception of like the F tiers, I would take over this. We're going to put... Oh, man, honestly, we're going to put the DXM in E, dude. It just sucks. Like, honestly, dude, you would have a better time doing blow or Molly at school, dude. The DXM, the cough medicine, just isn't it. Coming in next, we've got weed. Now, listen. I had to differentiate this specifically from carts because, A, people, like high schoolers, for example, you have to consider them. They use a lot of carts, right? And they bring them to school. But smoking actual bud inside of a school is a whole different beast, right? Sure, you can sneak out the door, do it out the side door, but it's risky, man. I've done it a few times and far between times, but it usually barely ended well if it did. And listen, for the one time, give it a go, but don't be smoking a blunt in the bathroom. I've hit one-hitters in bathrooms at school, but, like, even then, it's a one-hitter, man. Like, you're just going to be fiending to get high again in a little bit, dude. Just go buy a dispensary cart from someone's older brother or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, come on, man. You could do much better. You know what I'm saying? That's all you got to do, dude. Or if you're a college kid, just go buy a fucking dispo cart, man. You're of age probably if you're later in your college career. But, hey, either way, I think weed, listen, if you can get away with it, I think it's a B. But it's so hard to do, though. That's the thing. We'd have to make it a C because it's just so hard to actually smoke bud at... Well, no, you can go to your car. If you have a car. All right, B. If you have a car. If you have a car, it's a B. If you don't have a car, it's a C. We'll leave it at that. The last substance on the list, ladies and gentlemen, Xanax. I used to eat these fuckers like candy for school. Takes your mind off the entire school day. A little bit better than Oxys for school, in my opinion. Listen, I know hella kids would go to school barred out. The problem is there's a fine line between getting too barred out for school. And when you're on them, you don't really notice that you're acting barred. But to everyone else, it's really apparent, especially in such a sober environment, right? You have to remember that. Like, there's one time I went to an AP government class in high school, and I was off like 2 bars. And I was like drooling on my desk, passed out. And like everyone in the class knew. I got comments about it for like a couple weeks after that from classmates and shit. Everybody knew what the fuck was going on. But like at the time, I just thought it was just, me taking a nap like a normal slacker kid, you know? But really, dude, I was being so barred the whole class. Holy shit. But the times I wasn't so barred, like the times I only took maybe 1 milligram, honestly just made the school day go really fast and feel good. We're going to put this at a B plus or an A minus, depending on if you're a glass half full or a glass half empty kind of guy. Heroin, I think we still have to revisit that. We're not putting that in the same tier as triple C's. No, that's a fucking F. Ladies and gentlemen, there it is. S tier Adderall. Everything else, honestly, dude, just take some Adderall and go to school, dude. Be a good fucking student. Everything below that, you don't need. All right, just take some Adderall and go to school, dude. You know what? We're just gonna. It won't let me erase. All right, well, you know what? I wanted to erase this, but hey, fuck it, dude. I'm bad at Photoshop. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you all for viewing. Hey, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.